Serious. Gilbert said Femi turned down a move to Barcelona because he couldn't get there on his Oyster card. Is there any truth in this?
I don't think it was Barcelona. I think it was Galatasaray. So I'm not sure that he could afford to get to either. I think his Oyster card had run down on the credit that he had on it. So, but he's got a car now. If anyone is unaware, he actually drives a car now. He isn't getting public transport, so he's actually got a car, and he's still sometimes late, by the way.
It's in Barcelona, beware.
Yes.
And which would you rather? John Lincoln said, which would you rather keep as a pet, a lion or a pig, and why?
I think I'd probably prefer to keep a lion, because you're always tempted to maybe eat the pig, I guess.
For the bacon sandwiches?
Yes, the bacon sandwiches at half time.
And Mr. Pilkington Jr. said, are you aware of the positive impact you've had, whether it be fans' happiness, player transfers or general performance?
Not really, no. We're just getting on with it. We're just, as I keep saying, we haven't achieved anything yet. This group hasn't achieved anything yet. We're still striving to be successful. So, and we won't allow people to rest on their laurels. Are people happy? I hope so. If they are, I'm really pleased about that. I'm really pleased if the fans are happy and they feel that we're doing okay. I'm really delighted about that, because it's about this football we have. We sometimes forget, because we're in this, we can sometimes be in this bubble as players and staff, but it's about the fans. It's about, without them, this club wouldn't continue, and not just this club, but other clubs all up and down the country, and they're an important part of this industry and what we do. So if they are pleased, I'm delighted about that.
And Jason Williams asked, Roy Keane or Patrick Vieira, boyhood hero, who was you in the playground?
Patrick Vieira or Roy Keane? Well, I actually watched the programme last night, Vieira, Keane versus Vieira, and they were both incredible players, fantastic leaders, warriors, led by example, and two outstanding football players. If I had to choose one, it would probably have to be Roy Keane. But it would be incredibly close between the pair of them. Who was I in the playground? I was actually someone who was totally different to the pair of those. I grew up dreaming, wanting to be Glenn Hoddle. I was Glenn Hoddle in the playground. I was Glenn Hoddle at every opportunity I could be. He was certainly my boyhood hero, and I loved everything about him.
And Mitchell Willman said, who do you think will win each league in England?
I think the Premiership will probably go to Man City. I think the Championship is very tight, but I think it's probably out of QPR, Leicester and maybe Derby. But if I had to bet on one of those three, I'd probably have to go with QPR, because I think they've got very good Championship stroke Premiership players in their squad, and they've got a real depth within their squad. I think in League One it'd probably have to be Wolves, and League Two I'm not going to give you an answer.
And also Chris Leader said, you have done fabulously well to get us where we are, so what's your plans to keep it that way?
We're going to keep working incredibly hard. We've got still, we're not even halfway through the season. We're going to hopefully continue doing what we're doing. Keep everyone fit, keep everyone hungry, hopefully keep everyone injury free, keep all our players here, and hopefully we can continue doing what we're doing.
And Thomas Canestock said, do you think you'll add to the squad during the January transfer window?
Possibly. We tried to get, a player in before the window closed. We tried to get another forward in before the window closed, and we thought we had one, but you know, the deal fell through. No fault of our own. You know, the club wouldn't allow the player to go, and then we tried to get another player, another forward, but again we weren't. They didn't allow him to leave, which was a bit unfortunate. But we got Lawson Diaffin, which I'm delighted about, and you know, Reading have been fantastic from a financial point of view. He's come to our football club, and you know, and they've allowed him to come. He wants to be here, so you know, we're pleased to get him.
And Dave Stringer said, do you think Rhys Murphy and Savon Hines will still be here at the end of the January transfer window?
I hope so. I very, very much hope so. I'd like to think they will be here. They're both enjoying their football. They're playing with smiles on their face. They're happy. And, you know, when you find the players that are playing with smiles on their face and they're happy, they tend to play good football because they're happy. So I'd like to think they will be. Yes. And
Martin Day asked, Brussels sprouts a Christmas icon or a digestive explosion with no merit?
A digestive explosion with no merit, and I dislike them immensely.
And finally, Digger the Dog asked, who would win in a standoff, Hulk Hogan or Femi?
Femi, without doubt. Without doubt.